Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Scooby-Doo Goo Figure Pod. Only assume that this comes to us from the good folks at Character. Building character. Apparently also building Goo Figure Pods. This is for ages 3 and up. You can't really go wrong with something inside of slime. That's essentially what you're getting here. You're getting a Scooby-Doo character inside some slime. On the top contains goo. Well, it contains figure. You can see where Spot's eye just went to. I completely overlooked figure and I just went right to goo. But it contains figure and goo. Some of these might look a little familiar to you, especially the Shaggy right there. This was also featured, I've already done a review of it, it was also featured in the Goo Crew blind bags. So you could, if you wanted to, you could get it in this way with goo, or you could get it, I guess that way, that would be backwards. You can also get the blind bag Goo Crew. Now, the Goo Crew really wasn't all that interesting. It was just a bunch of Scooby-Doo miniature PVCs, but with like goo all over them. At least here, you get the real thing. You get real goo and a Scooby-Doo character. Not suitable for children under 36 months. Choking hazard as it is small parts. Please remove all packaging attachment to a child. Please use discretion if making purchases for children younger than the age recommended on this package. Product specifications, color, and contents may vary from those illustrated. Important, please retain package and purchase details for future information. Oh, and there's also some, oh, here we go. This is for also everybody out there that was collecting these. There are some Zoinks points. You can go to zoinkspoints.com to get free stuff online. There's the code right there. Was that Scooby9? I don't even read that. Bless me. Must be allergic to points. Only Zoinks points. I had it looked at. It's not points overall. And this is also, by the way, trademark of Hanna-Barbera. Let's get this opened up. I got myself red here. Let's open up the goo here and see what kind of goo we got going on here. I said goo a lot in the other review that I did. I think somebody said I did like 53 mentions of goo. Wonder how many I'll get actually in this review. A lot more, a lot less. Maybe Spot will just deliberately find ways to say goo. I'll replace goo with other things like thank goo instead of thank you, and bless goo when you sneeze. That would just be ridiculous. And inside we've got some purple goo that's apparently wants to stick itself to the lid. Let's get that lid off here. Inside, oh, there's Shaggy covered in purple goo. Ew, this is a lot more gooier than I was expecting it to be. It's almost sticky. And it has a much denser, can you see that? It has a much denser consistency than probably some of the other goos that we've gotten, or other slime varieties. It's definitely much more goo-tastic. You can add that one to the count as well if you want. Let's see if I can completely get this goo off Shaggy here. He is quite covered in goo. Little tidbit, by the way, if you have goo stuck to your fingers, just stick it back in the goo. The goo will stick to itself. Like goo attracts, as they say. I think they also say like minds attract, but it works better with goo. And aside from having a little more remnants on his face, get off goo, get off, we'll look at you later. Let's have a look at Shaggy. I got goo everywhere. Oh, it's goo everywhere. There we go. Let's have a look at Shaggy here. Okay, yeah, he's still got a little goo on him. Oh, he's got a little goo by his nose. Let's take that off at least. There we go. We got Shaggy with some... They're hamburgers, but I don't know why the buns are so brown. They've either been burnt or he's just said, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just have these hamburgers with cookies. There's like cookie or cakes. He's made cake hamburgers. I thought there was some articulation. None whatsoever. But at least he's not wearing a fireman's outfit or firefighter's outfit. On the back, he's been branded Charter. Oh, is it Charter? No, it's not. It's Character. Maybe Charter is some other company as well. No? Oh, I see. It's Charter Limited, but for some reason their logo is a person and it says Character. So it doesn't build, apparently they don't build Character. It's being built by Charter. I like the PVC. At least he's not decked up with stuff like, firefighters' outfits, as I was saying, other things. And he's not covered in goo, aside from the real goo. That is a nice looking PVC. I'm glad I at least got just a generic Character. That's good. That could almost even sit on my shelf. Maybe I might just do that. So we'll put Shaggy down here. He's probably going to topple over because the hamburgers are keeping him a little top heavy. And here's the goo. Big old pile of goo. And as I was indicating before, it's extremely dense. It's almost like this should be candy. And when I say it should almost be like candy, please don't put this in your mouth and then say Spot told you to do that. I didn't do any such thing. I didn't tell you to put it in your mouth. But it's extremely dense. It's extremely sticky, as you can see here as well. Ew, look at that. I think in comparison to some of the other slime things that are out there now, like the Ninja Turtles and whatnot, that's pretty cheap slime. This stuff is really, really cool. And, of course, you want to make sure you keep it off of surfaces where you don't want to get hair and debris and little pieces of pizza crusts and everything else all over it. But I like this goo quite a bit. And you can really use this kind of stuff with your action figures, as it's much denser and much cooler, if you ask me. So, pretty good. Let's just put that slime back in there. I'm going to totally keep that for later. Maybe I'll bring out the G.I. Joes and I'll create some fantastical scene where Cobra has devised and built a giant goo creature and G.I. Joe has to fire apples at it. You don't know what I'm talking about? It was in an episode. Pretty cool overall. I like these. Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Scooby-Doo Goo Figure Pods. Got myself Shaggy, got myself some pretty cool goo. Thanks for watching, guys. Certainly stick around, more collectible spots heading your way. See you guys next time.